Hello, fire signs. Welcome to Teen Tarot. This is your weekly reading. I'm going to start off with an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle here, just to get the overall energy of the reading for the week. Let's see what we got. What do we have for fire signs this week? That one seems to be popping out. All right. The underworld. Let's see. Hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. So it sounds like maybe there is some sort of a change or exciting new adventure. Maybe some clarity might be coming for that, which is great. So let's get started here. We're going to start off just with this supernatural tarot deck here, and we're going to start off just trying to find out what's going on in school, maybe jobs you might have, extracurriculars you might be doing, all that responsible stuff. So Spirit, what's going on for the fire signs this week in school? Let's see here. Fire signs, just keep in mind that some parts of this may resonate for you, some parts may not. We have a lot of energy coming into this group. Hopefully you'll find something that applies to you. I super appreciate any likes or comments, any shares, subscribes. Appreciate that very much. Okay, roll with that one. This one seems to want to pop out. That one too. Okay, gosh, all kinds of wands energy, which is fire energy, so pretty interesting. Let's see here. Wands and swords. All right. So what we have here, we have our Four of Wands. We have our Nine of Swords. Okay. Eight of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands. Ace of Swords. All right. It seems like, I mean, when you have the Nine of Swords here, you're definitely stressing over something, like as in, I can hardly get any sleep over this thing. And when you have the Four of Wands, that represents like a very stable structure. So it feels to me like maybe you're dealing with something where you really need to maybe have a good grade on a test, or some kind of project needs to get done. Maybe some sort of, extracurricular, you have like a big, competition or show or game that you're preparing for, something that you're just really nervous about, that you need, just need to nail it. And I feel like with this Eight of Wands in reverse, it's like you're not seeing any quick way to get to where you need to be on this. Like, let's say you're doing a project and it just seems like it's taking forever. You can't seem to figure out what you want to do for that. Maybe you're writing an essay and you're just writer's block. Maybe you have a game coming up and it just seems like you can't get that one specific shot you always make to go in. Something like that, where you're just feeling like you don't know how you're going to get to the point where you feel prepared. And I think, you're kind of hoping for some sort of creative burst, some idea burst, some burst of energy that can get you there, or clarity, some kind of message that's going to come in and be like, here's what you need to do. So it might be, clarity from within, clarity from without, maybe just basically some sort of a truth that you can grasp onto to make this work. So let's look at Sacred Sisterhood Tarot here and just get some clarification on what you can do to make this thing a success, to make this thing what you need it to be, to get it done in time, that sort of thing. Like, how are you going to get that creative burst? How are you going to get that clarity? Spirit, how are the fire signs going to handle this one? Oh, well, okay. That just came out in a big fat chunk. All right. You have your Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Okay. You have your Magician here. Huh. All right. Interesting. Two of Cups in reverse. Oh, I think I know where this is going. Okay. Get one more. Feeling that one. Okay. King of Swords. Yeah, I think I know where this is going. All right. So here's the thing. This is basically saying that, first of all, you need balance. And if you look at the picture here, this is kind of interesting because you have someone who has someone standing on her back, like they're helping each other get to where they need to when it comes to, you know, finding the balance in this situation. You also have, when you have the Seven of Coins, it's like having to really work hard for something. And I hate to say it, but it really sounds like there are not any real shortcuts except for potentially, you know, working with someone, maybe collaborating with someone, asking someone for advice. If you have a group situation, maybe you need to make sure that you're getting together on this. If you have, you know, someone you typically ask at home, like, you know, hey, what do you think of this paper? What do you think of what I'm doing here? If you have a team, maybe you have someone you can practice with. But it really feels like there's no shortcut here. This is going to really actually just take, all right, I'm sitting down, I'm focusing, I need to get to work. I need to work for as long as it takes. Because when you've got the Magician in reverse here, it's like basically saying there's no magical shortcut that's going to just make this easy. You're not going to be able to just, you know, kind of snap your fingers and all of a sudden it's simple. And I think sometimes, I know for me, like sometimes we can spend more time trying to find the shortcut than it would have taken to just do it. And so it might just be a matter of like, I just have to take the first step. I just have to take the first step, and then the rest of the steps will start to fall in line. Maybe it might be good. This is just coming from me. Like, it might be good to try not to think of the whole thing at once. You know, don't look at the overall picture, because that might be why you're feeling so overwhelmed, like you just can't do this. Instead, just take like the very first step, the very first thing you need to do. And this, Two of Cups in reverse and the King of Swords, I think it's going to be, if you have like a significant other or a crush in your life, that may be the one thing you need to kind of get off of your mind until you get this done. Like, hey, I can't text you, I can't call you until this thing is done. Or it might, I mean, it could represent friendships too, or other relationships too, just kind of like avoiding the social aspect of things or some of those things until you're done with this thing. And that's obviously a pretty tough thing to have to do too sometimes, especially if you have a big crush or a significant other and they're kind of like, hey, why aren't you texting me back? Just kind of let them know, I have to finish this, or I have to practice, I have to be ready. The next thing we're going to do is just check on, you know, what's going on this week and just friendships, family relationships, that kind of thing. So this is Nightmare Before Christmas deck here. So what's going on with fire signs when it comes to, well, this wants to pop out. When it comes to family, friends, all those kinds of relationships, what's happening this week? Let's see. Whoa, things are falling. I'm not going to take all of that just because sometimes if it falls off, it just kind of feels like it's a little much. If something's really supposed to come out, it will. So don't worry about that. All right, get a few more here. Three more. That one, that one. You can tell I just kind of feel my way through it. Who wants to come out? All right, let's see here. We've got Two of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. Wow, that's some emotional stuff going on. When you have the Two of Swords, it kind of means you're like trapped in your head about something. You can't decide something. You're struggling to know what the right thing to do might be. The Queen of Cups in reverse just feels like either you are feeling like you don't want to give like loving energy towards something, or you're not getting the loving, nurturing energy that you need in a situation. And Three of Cups in reverse sort of points to some sort of outside influence on the situation, like some whether it be another person or a job or some kind of responsibility, whatever it may be. It's like keeping someone from giving the nurturing energy they should to a situation. And Ten of Cups is like a super loving family energy, and that can apply to friendships or family. And then this Ace of Cups can really apply to like new love or a fresh start in love. Some message coming through for that. I almost feel like I just heard something about out of town. Like maybe some of you, and this is really specific, but maybe some of you have like a parent or guardian who's out of town, or they travel a lot and it just feels like they're never there, and you really just wish you could spend more time with them. And maybe there's something coming that is going to give a fresh start to that situation. Like maybe all of a sudden they're going to find out they don't have to travel as much for work, or they don't have to spend as much time on this outside thing anymore, and they can focus on you. Maybe a conversation might happen where they realize how much you're missing them and you wish you could spend more time with them. It could be too that like you feel like you've been too busy to give energy to somebody who's really been missing you. Like maybe you have siblings who, younger siblings especially, sometimes when, they're looking up to you and wishing for attention from you. Maybe you have, I just heard like two separate households. Maybe you've been spending so much time at one household and you've just been so busy with things that you haven't gotten over to the other household and spend as much time with them as you would like to. And maybe some kind of a break in the action is going to come where you can get back to that or spend a little more time. Possibly you're finally going to, feel like you, I don't want to go and maybe start over with someone or something like that maybe. I'm going to look at the Darkwood Tarot to see if we can get some advice about all of this. It sounds like, it kind of feels like, you can even look at her face on here. It's like this face too, there's like sadness involved. Just sort of that feeling of like people missing people and wishing they could spend time with people. So let's see here. What do the fire signs need to do about this whole thing? One more shuffle. Hang on 1 second. What should they do about this? What do they do? How can they either find peace with this, take action on this? Oh, wow. 3 of Swords in reverse. That could be a good thing. High Priestess in reverse. Yeah. Okay. Thought one wanted to come out there, but I'm not completely sure. So let's hang on. Okay. Fool in reverse. Okay. Huh. All these reversals, but trust me when I say that it's not necessarily a bad thing. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. 6 of Cups. That's interesting. Okay. So here's the deal. That when you have the 3 of Swords, it's like this horrible heartbreak. And it feels like, something is going to happen, whether it's something you find out, whether it's a change, something's going to happen that will make you feel more hopeful in this situation. Like it, when you have the High Priestess reverse, it's almost like some sort of secret comes to light possibly, or somehow like something, okay, I just heard something about paranoid, like something you've been paranoid about, or something you've been worried about, like something you thought might be true, you realize, maybe I was kind of being paranoid about that, or that actually wasn't true after all. Like it could be that you had thought that someone just didn't want to spend time with you, or you had thought that something was happening like with your other household that you end up finding out isn't the case. Like maybe you had a step parent who you thought didn't like you, and you realize, no, wait, they actually do like me. We just misunderstood each other, or something like that maybe. Where something kind of comes to light that makes you feel like you don't need to, do anything, over the top to get this to come to a better space. It's like when you have the Fool in reverse, it just means like, don't jump, into anything too quickly. Like I just heard, don't jump to conclusions. Maybe there's something to that effect. Like, let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe it's more of a like, and also like the Queen of Wands in reverse, I'm kind of feeling this energy of like, don't let yourself get too upset before you really know what's going on. It almost just seems like something's going to happen that's going to turn the situation around, and it's not going to require you having to do anything, big or dramatic to get that to happen. You're going to end up finding out, like, you don't need to worry that someone, like, you're going to have to just be on your own because someone's not going to be there, or you don't have to feel like angry about this or upset about this because, you're loved far more than you ever realize. And this Six of Cups energy, a lot of times this can talk about, like, childhood energy, sibling energy, past positive energy. It kind of gives that idea of like reconciliation, or coming back together, coming to an understanding within a family. I really feel like, even though we don't have a ton of swords energy right here, it feels like maybe a conversation is going to happen where you kind of realize, like, we all care about each other so much more than we realized, and we just need to, like, start fresh here. And so I would say the advice is just to, I think, be open to the positive changes that might be coming. Be open to just hearing out the other people in the situation. Be open to being truthful yourself and saying, hey, this is what I really need. This is what I'm missing. This is what I'm feeling. And it seems like it's going to come to a peaceful energy within the family if that happens. So I would be interested to know in the comments, like, who this might apply to, like, how this applies to you maybe. I mean, you don't have to get super personal or anything, but I'm just, kind of curious, like, is that kind of where you are? And when it comes to the, oracle card that we had, hand over the known, a shift is near, take a leap, your journey is clear. It's like maybe what you thought was the dynamic isn't really the dynamic, or the dynamic is just going to change for the better. So let's hope so. That'd be great. I'm gonna grab the mystical cats here, and we're gonna talk about love. So fire sign crushes, relationships, significant others, all that love stuff. And here we are heading into Valentine's Day. I mean, I know it's a commercial holiday and all, but I also know a lot of people really kind of put a lot of expectation into it. When I was in high school, they used to have this thing where people bought carnations for other people, and we'd be all on pins and needles to see if we might get one. I may or may not have been one that pretty much never got one, but that's okay. All right, what's going on with our fire signs this weekend, love? What's happening here? What's going on? Ooh. I love when they flip, because then it's like super strong and excited energy. All right, let's see. Oh, why does that one feel like okay. So, all right, we have the Death card in reverse. We have the Magician in reverse. We have the Six of Wands. Nice. The Five of Swords, which can sometimes be a yikes card, but combined with others, maybe not so much. And you've got the Fool in reverse. Okay. First of all, I'm thinking that there may be a situation where you thought a breakup was coming and it's not going to happen. Or you thought you needed to break up with someone and you don't need to. Or a breakup might, well, let me get to that in a second. First off, this Death card in reverse, usually when we talk about the Death card, it's like a rebirth, an end and a beginning, which speaks to this very thing that I just said. Like, maybe there's not going to be a breakup. It's not going to be necessary. This Magician reverse, again, it's like you're not going to need to do any, I almost think, for some reason, I'm like hearing this like investigating, like you're not going to need to creep on something to find anything out. You're not going to feel like, I don't know, or maybe you end up like seeing some text messages and you realize something you were worried about isn't even actually happening. Like, it's like you kind of almost feel like, man, I didn't even need to do that. I feel like there's like a successful step might be taken in a relationship rather than a breakup rather than having to go off on your own. So if you're in a relationship right now, you know, you may end up coming to a place where like something you've really been worried about or a problem you've been having, you might end up finding out, hey, we're cool, we're actually good. For those of you who are not in a relationship, it might be something where, I don't know, it's almost like you may not be at the point yet where one is going to happen, but let me get some clarifiers before I speak too much to that here though. All right, first of all, what do fire signs need to do about love relationships this week? And what kind of clarification can we maybe get for those who are single or they just have someone in mind, not together yet? Let's see if we can get some more info. Because I do feel like that first spread just speaks a lot more to people who already have someone they're talking to or dating. Let's see if we can get another story or a little more on that for fire signs. Oh no, let's see. I almost feel like I'm just gonna have to pull because it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, Magician in reverse again. What? All right, so we have the King of Pentacles and oh my gosh, the Five of Swords in reverse. Like we have it upright and reverse right here. This is crazy. All right, the King of Cups, you got two kings. Uh-oh. All right, Knight of Swords in reverse, Magician in reverse. Oh my gosh, okay. First off, if this has to do with clarifying or advising this particular story, then I'm definitely feeling like things are stable. Things are in a great place in that love relationship. There is no need to worry about a breakup. This is kind of just confirming that. There's no reason to, you know, jump ship and run away. There's no reason to feel like there's anything you need to manipulate. Like you can just rest in the fact that things are actually coming into a much more stable place. Now, for those of you who are single, I'm feeling like you're going to be choosing between two people. And you're going to struggle maybe to know which one to walk away from and which one not to. Like you're kind of over here thinking like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? We got these two people back here and I don't know which one to choose. And it's like, you know, one of them seems like maybe a more stable person who would be like, I don't know, I guess like just bring more responsibility or I don't know, just even keeled energy to your life. And I feel like one of them would be more like that passionate attraction, more nurturing, like oshi-goshy romance stuff. And I feel like you don't feel like you can head toward anyone extremely quickly, and you don't really know like exactly what to do yet. And because you're just kind of like when you have the Magician, you know, they're able to orchestrate outcomes, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. And so very interesting. I'm gonna snag this Egyptian tarot just to get some advice for, you know, both groups. Those of you who are in a relationship, and I do feel like we kind of have a little bit of advice already for that, like just hang tight here, everything's good. And then also maybe we can get some advice on how are you going to choose between people? Should you choose either of these people? That kind of thing. So let's see, we got a twofer there. Okay. Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Got a little pair there. All right. And you've got Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I laugh. You'll find out why. All right. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, both of these. Okay. King of Cups in reverse. Oh my gosh. King of Cups in reverse. And the Judgment card. Oh my gosh. Okay. So first of all, I think this is more about this spread here for advice wise. I'm thinking that first of all, you need to think about who is going to add more positive energy to your life, and who you feel like you would be like, I feel like it's really important to avoid the idea of being able to change someone or fix someone. But at the same time, it's always good to think like, what can I contribute to this relationship? Like someone you feel like, you would be like, your partnership would be good for both of you, that kind of thing. And then when it comes to the Knight of Wands in reverse, I think you definitely need to make sure that neither person has any player energy, and, make sure that you are, definitely not choosing that person. When it comes to the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, if there's someone who is love bombing and trying to make all these like future statements, like things that like you don't know these people well enough for them to be saying this yet. Like if someone tries to declare love for you or act like they want to marry you, or they start talking about your future family and like you've known this person for a week, definitely not the person, because that's player energy. Sometimes people who are like that will love bomb people to capture them, and then they don't turn out to be this King of Cups that you think they are. Wow, that sort of makes me think the stable person, because it almost feels like they're not going to be this nurturing, high emotional energy in a positive way kind of person. It's like, ugh. So I feel like you might actually feel like you're going to be able to make a good judgment call on this situation. I just heard reconcile. So there may be somebody that you need to decide whether or not you're going to reconcile. And you may end up deciding like you definitely want to reconcile with someone. But it seems to me that the advice is choose the person that seems the most stable, that will keep you in healthy energy toward yourself, loving energy toward yourself. And, we got that oracle card at the beginning that said your journey is clear. I think it will be clear. Like, who is just a little bit too much of a lot and who seems to be like a mature and good, stable, peaceful person for you. So fire signs, that's what I have for this week. If this doesn't necessarily resonate fully with you, don't forget you can check your other placements too. Your rising sign, your Venus sign, your moon sign, all of that. And I'll have another pick a pile reading up sometime this week as well. So have a great week, fire signs, and thanks for joining Team Tarot.